Hey guys, I'm Shauna from Infinity Readings. I will be doing the Cancer female single for the winter of 2018 into 2019. Hey guys, I wanted to take a minute here just to kind of acknowledge what I've done for this winter season. I managed to change up a few things. I vamped the logo a little bit. I actually got Aaron at Active Dynamics here. He has managed to make my intro for me, so I'm very thankful for that. He did a great job. I couldn't have done it. So thanks, Aaron, for that. I appreciate it immensely. And also to Ikson for my theme music. It's beautiful, upbeat, happy tunes. I can't get enough. I am now going to his page because it's just that great. It's all good gravy stuff. So I couldn't have revamped my winter season without these dudes around me. So I'm lucky enough to have them in my corner. So thanks, guys. Ikson, great work. Aaron, thanks again. Great work. So take care, guys. Enjoy your season. And Ikson, if you ever want a reading, just hit me up, man. Just email me. I will kick in and we'll set something up. In the meantime, take care. Have fun, you guys, and enjoy the readings. So, Cancer females, here we go. I'm going to go overview the energies that blanket the winter season with the Cancer female. And then we're going to slowly dip into what she's dealing with and then work into the love and romance side. So we'll see where this takes us. Hopefully it'll alleviate some blocks you may be having or help you see clearer. Or if you're watching for a mate, same. Hope you see clearer and hope it unhooks some things that may be blocking you from moving forward. Okay, so for the first card for the Cancer female, in a single situation, is purpose. So again, this is peeling over from the last reading we had. It was very much that was her strong point. She was dipping into her work and her career because that's where she felt she was the strongest, most powerful, and this still seems to be the case. Okay, now on the left here we have faith. So there is some shakiness here going on, and I have a feeling it's the romance area, but nonetheless, faith is being challenged. And then we have expansiveness. So I feel like there's a link here between the faith she carries and the expansiveness forward. Meaning if she loses faith, she's not going to expand. Okay, so we'll go over that again in great detail once we get through all these cards. Now, so the first card for the general areas. For the Cancer, we're hoping to illuminate love. Here's the Ten of Swords. That is not good. That is basically being kicked when you're down. If we're in a relationship, we're being, well, I want to use the word abuse, but that's not right. If we're in a relationship here, things are not going right. Not only that, we're getting beat upon here, and it's not feeling too great. In fact, it's getting us down to the point where that is where our faith lies here. We have no faith in this relationship forward. We've been beaten down, and we can only take so much here. She's on her knees. Okay, the next card we get, 21, the World. First impulse, man. First thing I'm getting from this is we are done. Meaning, not only have we come to a position here, I shouldn't laugh. It's not funny when you're going through it. Not only are we in a position here where we are down on our knees and being beat down, you know, spiritually, and I feel this, it's very indirect, very subtle, but it's still beating us down nonetheless. And for whatever reason, I feel like the Cancer female, she really has it in her to rise above this, but for whatever reason, she's letting it beat her down. Senseless, they're going. Senseless. because we are really not using our senses at this point. Okay, so the 21, the world, that's your salvation. This is done. You've done all you could do here. You can move forward. We are done. The 10 is the end of the cycle. 21 is the world saying, yeah, it's time to go out into that world and find something different. And this is a very strong essence here. We've come to the end of the rope because, well, one, because we've put up with too much. I want to use some, you know, words there. Try and PG this. But yeah, we've come to the end of the rope here, and it's not of our own doing. We're getting a lot of flack, and it's underhanded. Things that are covert, things that are, you know, they're going like narcissistic behavior. This is what we're coming across. This is what we're dealing with. This is what we don't have to put up with anymore. We've dealt with it to a degree now. We've learned our lesson, so we can move on. Now, it's interesting here. We got another 10. And the 10 is in the money situation. Now, we're beat down. We're down and out. We have nothing left. And I feel like this is dipping into our financial department as well as emotional, as well as spiritual, as well as energetically. We are being taken for everything we've got here. Now, we're going to narrow this down and directly where it's going, but nonetheless, I feel like it's a lot of areas here. It's not just one area. So you got to be careful how I phrase this. But the 10 of Pentacles basically stating the world is looking at the 10 of Pentacles going, we are done here. We need to move forward and focus on work. And that may be the situation that you're in. Another one here that's going to flip gears and forget about the romance side and jump into the work and try to develop that, because we are financially not sound. Our finances are, we have the 10 of Pentacles. We can get back on top. We just need to work a little harder. But something here took it out of us in all directions. They're going financial as well. So something happened here, a situation that cut us down financially very quickly. Okay, so that's a sense I'm getting is we were stabbed here by something that really cut in all areas. So the 10 of Pentacles stating that, not in a good way. And we have the 5 of Cups symbolizing, you know, this is in all areas depressing, defeating, and we're debilitated here. We are not having any faith in the good things. There's still stuff left to grow from. Yeah, and the sense I get here is that, you know what, we do have stuff here to grow from, but it's really the focus here is on what was taken away, and there's a lot that went. So not good. Okay, I don't know how that's coming, but anyway, on the 10 of Swords, we have the 3 of Cups, which is interesting. So this makes me think. Okay, we're talking about the 3 of Cups here. Now, 3 of Cups is about celebrating, going out, and, you know, I'm getting a scenario of partying, letting loose, okay? I feel like this is where the backstabbing is coming in. So either it's the people that we're connecting with when we go out are bringing us down slowly, covertly, not directly. It's all subtle, and it's all maybe even two-faced stuff, right? We're dealing with, right? If we got narcissists that's absolutely two-faced, they are people that want to bring you down, but they'll be nice to your face while they do it. So we may have a situation like this where we're being manipulated by people around us and bringing us down, okay? Now, the next card, under the world, under the because I feel like there's an opportunity here to finish. Why? Because we're seeing cycles around us of these people. We may not be acting quite yet, but we're like, oh yeah, I know. I have an instinct here and I know what's going on. And I didn't, you know, almost like didn't want to believe it, but will believe it. But it's like just shaking their head going like, oh man. So underneath the world where we have a situation where we can take off in a new direction, we have the 4 of Cups, which is not wanting to go, not wanting to do. The 4 of Cups can be a sense of boredom, but it can also be I'm just getting a heavy sense here of not wanting to go away from these people that we've met. It's like we're having a lot of fun, getting happy with it, but in the as soon as we turn our back, man, they're talking behind our back, they're doing things. They are manipulating situations against us, but we're not wanting to look at that. We're not wanting to accept that, right? Because there's an offer here. Universe is sending you some information, may even be some directions you can go in. We're just not interested in seeing it. And I have a feeling that the Cancer female on the single side there, she's just really has to accept this, and it's going to take a while before she can hop on that train and accept this stuff. The next card on the Dreamers deck is the Death, right? So that's the ending, and we got a lot of 10s here. Got the end of a cycle. We got the end of the tarot saying, yeah, it's an end. So we have to stop. So it's coming, no less, and it's very close to that, I think, at this point. And by the time you see the video, you might even be to the degree where you are dealing with the dismemberment of that. So the next card under the Five of Cups is the Hierophant. Now, I had to feel this one out. Oh boy. Okay. What's going on here? Is we have someone that the Cancer female has put her faith in. Someone she feels to a high degree that she trusts has disappointed her. Okay? And there's a need to end this relationship highly. What is confusing, though, is that this person is in the opposite position of what they are actually doing, meaning they are in such high esteem to the Cancer female that it's going to be hard for her to even see it. Now, I don't know if she's aware of this at this point, but there's an ending here that has to come directly revolving around this one person that is close to her. They have disappointed her or will disappoint her very soon over this winter season. And I feel like that is going to be hit so hard that it's going to be or come as quite a shock. Because not only did we think this was our confidant, but we thought this was our one person that had our back, and they were not in that way. Okay? Not good. Man, I felt like this was happening before in the last reading I gave. Jeez. Okay, so Three of Cups, right? Ten of Swords, all this stuff, this bad stuff going wrong. It's coming from people we're going out and socializing with. They're whooping it up. But behind their back, there's just not a lot of good stuff going on here. Backstabbing. Okay? Whenever they can, they will put you down. And that is the opportunity that they take. In front of your face, they chat you up, they make you feel good, they make you laugh, make you happy. Behind your back, they are doing the complete opposite. They are shoving you down and da-da-da. And this is something that we're not seeing clearly, nor are we understanding that the one closest to us is actually the one that is most utilizing this the most, okay? So on top of the Three of Cups, we have 43, which is the Maze, which talks about confusion. So this is the thing. We have so much fun with these people. They're so great and wonderful. I can't, no, it can't be, right? This is the thing. But this is also, we need to look up narcissism, and we need to look up all of these. We need to research that a bit, because it's almost like we don't know what that is. So once we know what it is, we can pinpoint and go, oh man, look at how they fit in that. Just perfect. Right? So this is what I'm getting a sense of. This confusion. There's a lot of people around her giving her advice that is not for the highest good of her. It is for their angle, and their angle is to humiliate her and put her underneath me. I stay above, you stay below, and as long as we can do with that, yeah, everything's fine and wonderful. But behind your back, don't expect me to compliment you, because that's not what I do best, right? This is the people that you're dealing with. And I feel like there's a lot of them. I feel like we're highly in the butterfly mode, where we're social butterfly and making these connections and presuming these people got our best interests. They just have none at all, okay? So you have to be aware of that highly. That is bringing us down on a level that we're not even picking up on. So the world, the end of the cycle, right? The 4 cups. Then we have 27, which is a letter. So that's about news coming forward. News that is confusing, no doubt. It does not clear things up for you. It is not meant to do that. It is sent to confuse you. So take into account where this news comes from. I feel like you're going to get it in all areas. But there's going to be one area in particular that's really going to not make sense at all. It's really going to be like, whoa, I can't make no sense of this. It's like, you know, it's like a different language. That's the one you have to really concern yourself with. And you have to get grounded with the fact that you might have, like I said, someone so close to you that is really not there for your highest good. Now, as we move on to the death card, the transition here, we have to transition into a better circle of friends or a better army of men. And I'm saying men, but these are women. I'm seeing a lot of women surrounding this Cancer female being social, but none of them have her back. In fact, any chance they have, they will cut her down. And on top of the death card, we have the 11, which is the birch and the broom. And that is, you know, arguments to the highest degree. Like where we're really bitter and angry and mad. And we're attacking people. This is what's going on. So we want to end that and get rid of that. But we're realizing it's coming from like a very close source and it's not feeling too good, okay? So on top of the Hierophant, we have 12 the songbirds. And man, they're just chirping, okay? And it is not really good with what you got because you got the birch here. And that ups the ante on the vindictiveness through gossip and slander. This is what is happening. This is how they're attacking you. Talking behind your back, talking smack, and spreading it as far and wide as they can get it. And that is the one that is closest to you. There's a heavy line here of just someone who does not have your back, but they're pretending to be your best friend, and that's their ace in the hole, okay? And for the most part, I get a sense here that the Cancer female, she's like, okay. She's not suspecting a thing. She may have an instinct, but she's like brushing it off, going, nah, wouldn't be her, but it is her, okay? I need to tell you that. We're kind of brushing it off here, and we need to look there again because it is absolutely someone that is causing chaos in our midst here, and it's causing us to lose faith in every other area. It's not helping us at all. Need to get rid of this. So under the maze, which is, you know, the confusion and, you know, information, it doesn't make sense. We have the death card again. There's 2 endings here. And I wouldn't doubt that 2 people at least in your circle could go quite highly. They're not going to change. This is their mode. This is what they're attracted to, chaos making. And if they cannot make chaos, they will not stay there. And this is what they've done with you. And for some reason, we have not moved on from this. Okay. So under the 27, the letter. So that's some kind of contact here that's going to come. And it's slow-paced stuff. So you may get word here, there, you know, maybe 1 week you get this, and then next month you hear something else snide, and kind of like, no, that doesn't make, she wouldn't say that. And then you don't trust that person, the source there. But meanwhile, it's, you know, it's all getting flung around. And we're starting to see effects here. And this is, you know, the death card is we're starting to get depressed and sad. And this is starting to hit us here. We're just starting to transform into a viewpoint where we realize these people are in charge of the feeling that you're starting to have, okay? So the letter is the way it's going to come about is very slowly, but very methodically. It's going to hit you here, and then they're going to give you time to let it sink in. And then it's going to hit you here 3 weeks later. They're going to give you time to let it sink in. And then, you know, it's just going to keep coming like that until you're kind of flashed from all angles and you have nothing left to deal with. And that's pretty much spiritually what's going on, but we're not willing to accept that. So on top of the letter, we have the 10 of Pentacles. So it's interesting. We have 2 10 of Pentacles here. So there may be someone here that is using you for money, flat out and straight. They're using you, if we're meeting them when they're partying, maybe they're using you to get drinks. Are you buying rounds more than anybody else there and not getting paid back for it? These are just the little inklings that might make sense when you add it all up, okay? So this is kind of, you know, use and abuse. It's little things that'll chew away till you get fed up and you say, that's it. And they keep trying to recharge that battery, but they don't have a conscience, so they don't realize what it takes. They just kind of fake it. And it has to be quite overt and in your face. And I think the Cancer female's kind of noticing, but she's not saying anything. And until she stands up, nothing's going to change. So on the 11, the birch, this is the conflict and all of that. We get 21 again, the world, man, in the romance. So not only am I not picking up on romance here for a couple, like I'm feeling the single vibe and a lot of girlfriends. There may be some same-sex things going on, but for the most part, girlfriends that are going out and they're just slandering us behind our back. Meanwhile, we're tippy-toeing all over the place thinking everything's good and great and gravy. But there's endings coming down the road here. And the universe has had enough. So it's going to start sending down some signals here to let you know, because the gossip train has tooted its horn and it's running and building speed. And we've seen a few of this, but like I said, we've batted it off. So it's really in a mode here where we got a lot of gossipers, a lot of backstabbers, and it's bringing us down. We're not realizing. So the last card on the romance side is the 9 of Canes. Now, the 9 of Canes is always about a scenario where we have someone here, a couple, right? And then we have this little girl in the background peeking through the fence. And I feel like that's usually the offspring of one of the couple. So you may be, as the female, have a son or daughter that is looking onward to you and noticing you being in a relationship when you're trying to keep it on the down low, but they know, right? So we may have a relationship here we're trying to hide from our kids, either for privacy reasons or age reasons or whatnot. And it's being found out. Okay, so that's part of the gossip train because we're trying to keep something low key. It's blown wide open. Everybody knows. So we don't need to hide it anymore because it's we're the last one that knows it's still a secret because it's not. Everybody knows. There's something that come out here about a relationship that's kind of covert, and that's, I think, what is going on in the fanfare, right? They're just getting a jolly about spreading the word about the secret, and it's like, secret? There's no secret. Meanwhile, I think the Cancer female is thinking, yeah, she's gonna keep my secret, and she's the one that's blabbing it. So the one that you're telling all your secrets to, the one that is got that key, that's the source that's blowing it all sky high. And this will come to a head if it has not already. I feel like you're seeing signs of it, but not one to admit that or see that or face that because you're having such a good time. But it's a false good time. It's really people around you kind of, I hate to say this, but they're kind of laughing at you. And that doesn't feel good. So we have to grab our kahunas and start standing up for our own selves here because we're getting beat down to a pulp, and it's like there's crickets chirping. There's nobody in our corner. So we got to do it on our own and get out of there. And just, if we got to be alone, we got to do that because that's really what's going on here. We got some secrets we thought we could confide in someone with, and I feel this is a friend. And not only did they bust this wide open the moment they got word of it, but they're the source for all of this spreading and getting bigger and more. And, problems and squabbles about it, they're the source. They're the reason that it's happening. Like, I feel like there's 2 or 3 parties here that got a hold of this, and you're going like, how did they get a hold of that info? And then the friend's going, I don't know. Meanwhile, it was them that did it all along. They're like, I don't know, just trying to see what they can get away with. Or they just loose-lipped and they just can't keep it shut. They're just not trustworthy. And they have they don't care. You know, that's how they've treated everybody and they get away with it and nobody stands up, including the Cancer female. So it's really sad state here. We have a situation, and I feel like it's not, I feel like for now we may be in kind of a party group that we're chumming with, but I don't feel it's deep rooted, but it's as deeply rooted as the Cancer's going, and this is going to hurt because it's not, it's betrayal of the highest kind because you're letting someone in your circle and they've betrayed your trust, so you can't deal, you know, and don't want to deal. So let's go to the sex side and see what's going on there. Okay, on the death card, we get the Knight of Wands. Now, a Knight of Wands is about a fiery energy, usually romantic, but he rushes in and he rushes out. And he's so wonderful to be around. And he's really great. And you can look at him with rose-colored glasses, but beware because it just doesn't last very long. They come in, they whirlwind romance you, and then they're gone. And that's it. So there may be a scenario like that in your personal arena, like in your, I feel like the Cancer female, she's dating and she's single and there's nothing really steady going on, right? So this is the first hint that we got something here, but beware that it's something that's in and out. Okay, so Wands energy, and it could also be that you are with a fire or have been with a fire energy as well. So it's Aries, Leo, or Sag. The Emperor, that would signify an Aries right off the bat. There may be some here that are connected to an Aries who is somewhat financially stable. Not only that, I feel an effort coming forth to work hard to keep the Cancer female in stability, helping, you know, with the stability. So I feel like if you're not living with this person, I feel like this person is trying to financially help you. So either they moved in with you or they're helping with rent, maybe not living there, but helping you with rent or food, or maybe come over half the time, but they pay you royally for the time that they have, and they'll splurge on things for the home or whatever. I feel like there's, yeah, that much going on here. Sorry, I feel like there's something like that going on where there is a man here, he is kind of taking charge, and that would be the fire energy, and that matches. I don't feel these are two separate people. I just feel this Knight of Wands is a continuation. The Emperor, he's kind of likes to take charge, he likes to take a hold of things, and he doesn't feel right unless he's, so I feel like this backstabbing and all this stuff is friendship, and I feel the romance is very low key on her priority list, but nonetheless there's someone there that could be taking charge of things, but two, it is on the lighter end, but nonetheless it is there. Now as we go on to the 21 in the romance, we get the Ace of Pentacles. Now the Ace of Pentacles, that's a different element, that's a new direction, that's new stuff. Okay, so if we had a Knight of Wands and the Emperor, that's an energy. That may be one scenario. Okay, there it is right there. Things are going good, there's no hiccups, blah blah blah. Now we may have someone here that is in the midst of looking for new stuff, finding new stuff, and gaining new stuff. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles is an earth sign, so that's a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. These are slow, steady movers. When we're talking about bedroom activity here, that means a good grounded connection in the bedroom. We feel comfortable with this person naked, and that is really what this card symbolizes to me. We're both comfortable with our bodies. We're both comfortable being in bed together, and that is the bottom line here. We feel comfy, cozy. You know, we may not be overly emotional like an Ace of Cups, where we're diving into our emotions here, but we feel, you know, grounded, sturdy, stable, that kind of thing. It's kind of low key, but it's really, it's sturdy. And then when we go on top of the Nine of Canes, we get the Two of Wands. So the Two of Wands is about moving forward. So we may have had, right? Because we've got all these ending cards here. I'm going to loop this all together, okay? So we may have had a splitting of, or a releasing of a relationship and a moving into another relationship. It's interesting though, because if I look into this area up here, where we're talking about lying, deceit, and cheating, and not cheating, but backstabbing, okay, is really the overall predominant energy here. when I look into that, I feel it's friendships and, you know, co-workers, whatever it is in your social circles. This is coming to haunt you. Now, we get into the romance side. There's an ending here as well. Did our friends help us not, you know, get out of a relationship here that maybe wasn't deserved? Because I feel like there's a male here, a fire sign male, could be even an Aries, that is in a situation here where it's cut off, but I feel like I don't know why. And I feel like the Cancer woman knew why, but it may not have been the truth why. But that person is gone, and now she is starting over with a new direction here, with a new mate. Okay, so I feel like there is one in here, and it may have been, you know, a mutual thing where we come in and we're not here for a long time, and away we go. So that was a fire energy come in, and he, you know, kind of, how do you say, impresses the pants off us, and then we have our fun, and away we go. And then now we get a solid, sturdy connection in the bedroom that we feel comfortable with, and we're learning and working our way through that. We're going straight from the ace right to the 2. Well, I'm taking the pentacles to the wands. So we started out with a good grounded connection in the bedroom, and now we're getting to know each other. Okay, this is what's going on. So I'm going to break it down. That's horizontally. I'm going to break it down vertically, see if we can't rip this sucker apart and figure out why all of this is going on. Now, the first card is the Ten of Swords. That's that energy of backstabbing, okay? Now, there's the Three of Cups. It's wrapped around celebrating and having fun, and this is what is blinding us to the reality, because we're having so much fun and we're laughing and da-da-da-da. We're not seeing that these people are two-faced, okay? And then the 43, that's why we're confused. We're not seeing it. There's too much happy. How can it be? It just doesn't make sense. Then there's the Death. So I feel like, yeah, the 13 here, we're getting into the romance card. So that is, we may have had a situation where we ended a relationship that was pretty, maybe not long-term, but longer than short-term. And we're going out and celebrating to kind of blow steam off because we are finished and we don't know what to do. And maybe this would actually make sense. We're hanging, or we're grabbing on to people outside of us here that we're getting to know, and we're inviting people in a bad energy way. We are not completely healed from a relationship here before we're going out in a bad energy, and we may have just attracted something here in friendship circles that's contributing to all this. Now, the ending here is on top of the Knight of Wands, so that symbolizes there was an ending here with a fire sign, and we have had a lot to go through with this, but at the same time, we're not dwelling on it. We're going out and partying, and we're going to get over it real quick. Now, the next row, we have 21, the World. So the World is about finishing cycles. We finished a cycle here. So whatever happened, however it happened, it was finished. And, you know, we've got a lot of stabs in our back. So if we're thinking we're not seeing clearly, there's certain areas that this is the truth. But there's also areas here where in relationship, because I feel like in a friendship, this woman is completely blinded. But in relationships, she was not seeing clearly either, but to a lesser degree. It's very hard to explain. It was a subtle energy, like, yeah, I can go. I'm fine. I'm done. There was no tie, but maybe we just didn't open our heart up enough to create a tie. So therefore, when it was done, we didn't invest any, so it wasn't a big deal. Okay, so 21, the World. If you get to a 21, you know in your heart and soul you can't take another step further because it's just not going to go anywhere. This is where she came from, and this is where she's at. So now we're done. We're ended. The Four of Cups is about the sadness and all of that we're focusing on, right? Because there's a certain amount of sadness, even if you have your heart taken out or you don't. There's sadness, and you can't just jump and be okay, right? So that's what has hovered there for a bit, or will be hovering, or will continue to hover a little bit. And as we move on, the Letter. And the letter is about slow communications coming forth to clear things up. Now we got to be careful because there's a lot of confusion and chaos around us. So I don't feel that this will clear things up for you. I think it will just create more confusion. And again, I feel like that's what it was given for. But if it is from a past lover, yeah, they're going no. This is, we're getting some kind of communication. It could be text, email, not necessarily email, more like text, written, yeah, text. And it's going to come in to stir the pot here. And we got to be aware of the mode we're in when we read it. And we got to kind of put it aside and then read it when we're happy and joyful. Because I feel like this letter is there to put us down. Now, because if we don't have that clarity of mind, and if we're celebrating with the 3 cups, we may not have that around us. We're being kind of bamboozled all over the place. So the letter, there's something to do with some kind of information coming forward to clear things up. But again, there's too much confusion cards around here. It's just going to create more havoc, more chaos. And then the 10 of coins was symbolizing that she had a connection here that was financially stable, or at least this man was trying to help her out financially, and that was maybe the only basis here. Maybe we had a situation where we're trying to help each other financially, but we found that we couldn't dig for any more. I know that the Cancer female here, the single, I don't feel she's going out and really opening that heart up. And I was saying before in past readings that we got to do that in order to get forward, and I feel like she just shut off. She tried, attempted, and then got a little red flag, and then that's it. No, I'm shutting her down. So I feel like the 10 of cups, or the 10 of coins here, sorry, is connected to the connection that she has just lost, okay, or has just gone. And then that was also connected to the Emperor, which is an Aries type figure, someone who likes to take charge in the directions. And this is not going over well for the Cancer female, because she is not quite figured out who she is yet. So in order to fully be in a place where you can meet the mind, you have to know where you sit. And I feel like that's what happened here. We didn't have a meeting of the minds. Not only that, I feel like the Cancer female just didn't know who she was so that she could put herself in that relationship fully. So she just backed off completely emotionally. It was felt by the man, and whatever happened, I feel like it was just kind of a let go, and they both agreed. That's what I feel. So to some degree. But of course, there's pain and hurt here on a high level, no less. It's all there and has to be worked through, but I feel like she's going, no, I'm going to go out and party, and that'll get rid of it, and we'll deal with things later, But, so that's the path here. And again, the 10 of Pentacles rearing its head. In the beginning, I was feeling that this is a sense that we're losing our financial stability here. And it may be because we lost a partner. We may have had a roommate that took half the bills, half of this, half of that, and it helped us build. And so now we got to work to stabilize that again, right? I don't have the balancing card. That's the sense I get, the feeling I get, is that it not only going to hurt emotionally, but in the pocketbook, there's some changes here through this relationship that's adjusting the finances, okay? Or maybe there was a settlement that had to be paid out some way for something. Maybe you guys bought a house together, and even though you weren't married, you split it, that kind of thing, where there's some kind of a toll here financially. Now, on top of that, we have the Death card, and the Death card is about the ending. So we have an end to money coming in, or feeling like we're on top of the world financially. So we may have been able to take a little more time to ourselves when we had this partner around. We may have been able to relax a little, and now it's like, no, that's the end of that. I got to get back on the horse and start focusing on the money situation, because I got to get back in gear. I can't do it, I can do it on my own, but it takes a lot more work, and I got to get back in gear. I was in the dual mode of dual income, and now I'm in a single income, so I got to step it up. And then on the 11, it's like, yeah, the birch and the broom is about the conflict, and I feel like that's in all areas. Though I feel like she would shriek her, how do you say? She would shriek her responsibility to confront the partner more than she would the friend. Um, I think the friend, she's just coming to the realization of warming up to the idea of that. Something fishy going on here. But the partner, for whatever reason, I still did not let me know what that exactly happened there. But it was just kind of like they both kind of just said, yeah, we'll just let go. Just let go, and it was okay with everybody. But yet, it hurt the Cancer female more than she's letting on. So 11, the birch, is about the conflict and stuff that's going on. And again, I feel more from the friends than the relationship. And then 21 is on top of that, basically stating, we got to have an ending here. But also that the stresses of the world are really getting. And we have a situation here where there's a little boy on top of a couple. And it's like there's too many stresses, too many burdens on this couple. They can't really get together fairly. So maybe the timing was off and it just had to go. But nonetheless, there's a cycle here and it ended. So there's no need to go running back. The thing is here, we've done all we can do. And then the Ace of Pentacles is stating that we got a new direction here. We need to go. We're going to go. We got a new direction here we're hooking up with. And it's more along the lines of a Pentacles energy, which is slow, sturdy, stable. We feel comfortable. And we just... yeah, I get a sense here that these two are very comfortable with their own bodies and they just mesh in that way, and that's kind of like home. You feel like home, even though it's, not fireworks going off, but they're comfortable and that's what they go to. So we may have a situation here where we're going back to another partner. I'm not sure, from the past. Anyway, the next line, we start out with the 5 of Cups. So that's sadness, disappointment, grief, sorrow, all those heavy things. And we got, we got some backstabbing. We got 2 death cards. We got 5 and a 4 of Cups. Like, it's all running downhill. There's not much good here that we're looking at or dipping into. So on top of that, we get the Hierophant. And again, the traditional meaning here is of marriage and traditional ways of being with someone. Now, I got a sense when I first set out the reading, it's like, no, there's a friend here that we put on a pedestal very high, and that friend we are looking to may have disappointed us, may have let us down and caused us grief and sorrow. And this is the person that may have something to do with your life going downhill here and not being able to kind of stand back up, because that's a sense. There's too many cards here where we're just we're not getting any help back up here. It's all going downhill and we can't get forward. Then we have the 12, which is the gossip birds, and that just doesn't help it, man. That just circulates it and recirculates it and refreshes that backstabbing energy, and it keeps it going, and there's somebody there to just do that. And that's on the Hierophant. So that's somebody you put in very high esteem. You respect them. You put them above your own self, which should never really be done. We should be looking at people as equals, not up and down. But I know I do this all the time too. It's a fault. You put people ahead and then they disappoint you. And that is, whenever you put someone in that position, that is going to happen. And it's a guarantee. We put someone on a pedestal, man, they're going to fall off. It just happens. So gossiping and this backstabbing stuff, that's how it's coming through. That's how it's, we're talking about grade school stuff here, grade 6 stuff. Whisper. And meanwhile, she's whispering the secrets and the other one's telling lies to the next, right? This is kind of how I'm seeing it. So on top of the 12, we have the 9 of Canes. So that's really about trying to indulge and start a relationship, but being low-key with it. So we may have some instincts here running and saying, I don't trust anybody with the information. I'm going to start playing things on the down low. I got a new direction here, and I don't want nobody to know about it. So we may be just doing that. But there is someone peeking in here. And it could be, someone in the family that's noticing, or it could just be, one of these people. It's in that line with that person. So you may be, and again, I feel like this person that is your confidant, I don't think your eyes are open to that either. I think you're very, The wool is pulled for sure on that one. So that may be the prying eyes at this point, just waiting to get more information to spread it in the wrong way. And then we end up with the 2 of Wands. So the bottom line here is that we got a new direction, a new way forward with a new partner that feels comfy, cozy on the physical side. And we're trying to get to know more. And we're trying to get to go deeper. And that's a good thing. But we got to make sure that we open our heart, and we'll see how it goes from there. So, man, horizontally and vertically, a lot of dark energy here for this Cancer female, going through a lot of dark stuff. Okay, so I'm going to wrap it up here and see if we can't make sense of this. The first card she has is purpose, and I feel like this is maybe the one area where things are okay, you know, where she can gain solace. They're going, this is where we gain solace at work, and we want to make it so that we can, you know, so we're relieved and revived in other areas. We're feeling drained. There's a reason that we feel this way. People are taking from us, and they're not taking directly. It is completely indirectly. It is completely covert. It is completely behind the back. And that's the thing, is we just kind of don't believe there's people out there, but there they are. And they're right next to us, and our eyes are not there to see. So purpose seems to be where she can gain some solace from all of this backstabbing stuff. But at the same time, if she's not seeing in all areas, right? And then to the left is the faith. She's losing faith in any kind of goal here. I feel like it's faith in trying to be happy. What's the point? You know, everything turns to shit, and we're really on a negative slant here because we can't see the positive at this point. There's not much there. There is some, but it's not enough. You know, we're dwelling on the negative. So the faith, we're losing faith in all of it. Love, friends, circles, social circles. We're starting to feel the weight of that. And it's been a long time coming. Expansiveness, that is really just there to say, you know, we got to keep the faith that there's better things, and we got to expand our brain to think about the better parts, not the worst parts. Though we do have to deal with what's here, and we do have to face what's here. Once we do that, it'll be easier to look in a different direction. And they're going, there's no coincidence here that there is a direction here we can focus on. So we need to focus on that in the most positive way. So if we start thinking negatively, it's just going to go downhill with the rest of it. So we need to take that into account. This is a new beginning. We want to start fresh, and we want to do things differently. That's what they're saying. Do it different. And so far, it's the opening of the heart that has to happen. You know, we really have to work here from a better opening of the heart, because if we shut it down, we're just, this is all we're getting. This is it. You know, that's it. Oh, man. Not the greatest reading for the Cancer female there on the single side. She's doing that single thing, but not getting a lot of satisfaction per se, though she's got a new connection coming. And I feel like if it's not in her sphere at this moment, it'll definitely be after Christmas before she hits into that. And then at that point, she'll be working her way into getting to know things. So just have faith in being alone, I think, is the real key here. That's what they want to hear. They go, we know she's not going to key into this. They're not going to jump into, let's be alone, yay. Nobody wants to jump into that. But this would do you the most good, because we really have instincts here where we're surrounding ourselves with people that are just throwing our instincts in all these different directions. We don't even listen anymore. So we need to get rid of the clutter in that way of getting rid of all those friends and really get back to our own mind and our own thoughts, because we do have clear thinking when we get there. We're just so rerouted by our friends that are trying to backstab us, and we don't realize that it really does take us away from our path. And that's exactly what they're there for. And that's exactly what they attain, so they keep doing it. There's a satisfaction with narcissistic people when they defy someone or they put someone down. There's a satisfaction there. And because we don't understand it or may not think in the same way, doesn't mean that it cannot happen, right? So that's really the sense here. We got a lot of negatives, and this Cancer is trying to be a positive, and it's not quite working. She's getting brought down. You know, I feel like the wolves, the pack of wolves, are just surrounding that rabbit, and it's like they got nowhere to go. So she's got to do some quick thinking and realize, yeah, these are all wolves around here. I'm the only rabbit. I got to get hopping, right? So that's hopefully, man, that helps you. It's pretty heavy. So hopefully you can take something from that that's decent. Thing is, I would focus on this new relationship coming forward. Try and be as vulnerable as you can, as truthful as you can, and as loyal as you can. And try not to think about what happened in the past. And if you cannot do this, then you need to be alone until you can, because you do not want to ruin a possibly good direction from being negative and not processing a past relationship. So there's advice there. So, man, the Cancer female in a single situation, it's pretty rough, rocky road. So, for the Christmas season, take care, be safe, have a happy Christmas, Merry New Year, all of that, and take care, have fun, and be